Why should I belong?
Bill Wimpensinger, you're president of the Machinist. Why should I belong?
That's a good question. I think the IAM has some very good answers. First of all, if you were a part of the IAM, you would help us decide how we're going to run our union. Because one thing we don't have are union bosses who, behind closed doors, decide what's good for you and the union. If we tried that, we'd have our heads handed to us. What we do have in the IAM are leaders who are elected by our 1 million members. And together we, the leaders and the members, decide what course our union is going to take. We decide who our bargaining committees will be, what our wage rates will be, what our pensions will be, and virtually everything that we're going to do. How do we do that? Well, our members have meetings to make these important decisions. And they meet at every level, local, district, state, and national, to discuss and vote on these important issues. Tell you what, come on with me to our recent international convention and see for yourself.
We would like the delegates here to vote in favor of that resolution.
Thank you, brother. Is there further discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. The place is Cincinnati, Ohio. The time is September 1980. This is our 30th quadrennial convention. Locally elected delegates from every district of the International Association of Machinists and Aerospace Workers gather to chart our course for tomorrow. For almost 100 years, we members of the International Association of Machinists have been meeting every 4 years to discuss, and yes, even fight a bit sometimes, over the future of our union and our country. Our goals are simple and very important. We want to make industry a better place to earn a living and our country a better place in which to live. Members make things happen in all 50 states of the USA, 10 Canadian provinces, the Canal Zone, and Guam. I'm proud to be a member of the Machinists, the best union in the world. This is no rubber stamp convention. Each of the 2,325 delegates is a rank and file union member who has campaigned for the delegate job and was elected to come here and represent his or her local union. IAM officers and staff employees are not permitted to be delegates, and the convention agenda is made up in advance by the delegates, and such issues as constitutional changes, organizing, bargaining, amount of dues, and how the money will be spent. All will be decided by this hardworking and responsible group of men and women, decided as they debate and vote on each issue facing this great union. I think we are leading the trade union parade on this continent, and I hope you share with me the conviction that we must stay out in front. We have 4 basic rights or goals to secure. The first is a guaranteed right to a job and full employment. The second is a right to a fair share of the national wealth and income. The third is the right for trade unions to grow, prosper, and participate in the corporate and public decision-making processes. And the fourth is the right to peace and to enjoy the fruits of peace. Brother and sister delegates, I now declare this 30th convention of the International Association of Machinists and Aerospace Workers in order. For all business legally and properly brought before it. Next, we hear from General Secretary Treasurer Eugene Glover, who tells us about our finances and membership, as well as our convention voting procedures.
The number of votes to which a local lodge is entitled will be computed upon the number of members in good standing at the close of July 1980.
Secretary Treasurer Eugene Glover informs the PAC Convention Hall that the IAM is on very sound financial footing with a net worth of over $25 million, double what it was 4 years ago. The Secretary Treasurer reports that during the past 4 years, $38.8 million was paid out to striking members. The strike fund totals $11.5 million. The scholarship and pension funds are healthy and growing, and that despite the recession or depression, depending on whether you or your neighbor happens to be out of work, IAM membership has increased by 71,000 members during those 4 years, for a total of 982,222. A lot of machinists. The busy delegates begin their convention deliberations by discussing and voting on a resolution that praises the nationwide strike by the workers in Poland, and that also advises U.S. corporate interests that have been advocating a union-free environment that the right to join free labor unions is vital to any democratic society.
Mr. Chairman, I so move the adoption of this resolution.
You've heard the report of the committee. The motion is for adoption of the resolution. It has been duly seconded. Is there discussion?
I rise in support of the resolution, and I say this in Polish: Jeszcze Polska nie zginiła.
All those in favor, please say aye. And those opposed? Ayes have it, and such will be the order. Leading a group of distinguished speakers to address our convention is AFL-CIO President Lane Kirkland.
This great trade union has long played a role of leadership in the expression of concern about the image of labor that is portrayed to the public. No union has a better record on Capitol Hill of working for social and economic justice than does the IAM. Yes, the labor movement is fighting for a better tomorrow. Yes, we are fighting to save and strengthen laws that protect workers. Yes, we are fighting to re-elect those who have proven themselves to be the friends of working people. But the real fight is not just for the present, it is for the future of America.
Dennis McDermott, President of the Canadian Labour Congress, brings greetings from the 2.3 million members of his organization, and his address calls for more sensible economic planning in both countries.
There's no question about it that labor is hurting right now. And we're hurting because of economic mismanagement in both of our countries and exercised economic stupidity in both of our countries. And we're beginning to discover, and the rest of the people in the country are beginning to discover, that when labor hurts, the community hurts. When labor is shortchanged, the community gets shortchanged.
While a majority of the work is done by our delegates in the convention hall, an important part of the business is conducted by delegates who are members of various convention subcommittees. Meeting during and before the convention convenes, the committees review and prepare for convention consideration the many, many resolutions submitted by the various locals and the Executive Council. The hundreds of resolutions offered seek approval of a broad range of programs, including finances, organizing,
collective bargaining, pensions, and dental plans. While many of the resolutions are approved by the delegates, a number of resolutions are voted down.
In many cases surpasses those of the UAW. For example, the UAW carries on job training throughout.
The resolution for the IAM to adopt a job location program for unemployed machinists that would be similar to the UAW's manpower program failed to meet the recommendation of the Resolutions Committee because the resolution would duplicate the IAM's present and very excellent program.
You've heard the report of the committee. The motion is for non-concurrence. It has been duly seconded. Is there discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. All those opposed? The ayes have it, and such will be the order.
Among the dignitaries attending our convention are a number of foreign labor leaders who bring greetings from union members all over the world.
The metal workers of Brazil, of South Africa, of India, of Japan, in fact from all over the world, join me in bringing you solidarity greetings to this convention. The International Association of Machinists has a long and proud history of internationalism.
Intermissions in convention activities afford the delegates the opportunity to view the exhibit area and to see the many services the International provides for IAM members. They also have a chance for a close-up look at the sleek new IAM 30, the first all-American, all-union-made car in racing history, built and owned by the Machinists Union. It is used nationally to promote trade unionism, with particular emphasis and tribute to those union members who are auto mechanics. As our convention reconvenes, the delegates give a warm welcome to Senator Ted Kennedy, who, along with other prominent speakers, discusses national labor problems that reach beyond the collective bargaining problems of the IAM. Television star Ed Asner, a great friend of ours, was the next to speak. A strong unionist, Asner recalls some of his early attempts to earn a living.
I tried a couple of jobs. I tried selling in a boiler room. That's where you sell over the phone. With my great acting voice, I couldn't make a sale. I tried selling shoes, couldn't make a sale. Drove a cab, decided to park at stands and read plays rather than go out and hustle. So left that and finally decided to get a job at the Gary Steel Mills.
Ed went on to tell the delegates that later he went to work as a union metal finisher at a Ford plant in Chicago, where conditions were a lot better than those he had previously experienced working in an open automobile shop.
I stayed at that Ford plant, and I'm so damned happy I did, because it showed me what people can be treated like in a union shop as opposed to an open shop plant. The treatment was vastly different. If I ever became a more confirmed union man, it was at that point in my life. I loved the money, and I loved the treatment I received as a human being on that assembly line belonging to a union shop plant.
Glad to know you and to be with you.
Thank you. Machinists do it better.
As our convention moves toward conclusion, the delegates continue to debate and vote on a variety of resolutions presented for their consideration. The voting that takes place here is only on issues before the convention. Our meeting is strictly non-political. We elect our officers by referendum, not at our convention. And any delegate can make a motion, call for a vote, or speak on a resolution.
Recognize the delegate at mic 3.
In this day and age, when divide and conquer is the main theme of corporate policy, we should strive to maintain our unity and solidarity and not allow ourselves to be divided by area and area voting. The IAM has always meant one for all and all for one, and I'd like to see it remain that way.
All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. And all those opposed? The vote is very close. So close that a delegate requests a division of the House so that the votes can be counted. I ask for a division and ask the auditors of the convention to personally count each row of voting delegates. The tally of the votes support the prior ruling of the chair. May we be in order, please, brothers? I have a tabulation of the division of the House. Yeses were 474, noes 1,403.
It took 8 days for the delegates to conclude their deliberations. Their achievements could only be described as historic in nature and sweeping in scope.
What you have just seen is democracy in action. The future indeed is in our hands, yours and mine. So come, be a part of the IAM, its proud heritage and its exciting future. And remember, it doesn't cost to belong, it pays. Think about it.